Hello there everyone, and welcome back to Empire Total War with Darth Mod. We're playing as Poland, Lithuania, and last time we took on the Swedish up at St. Petersburg. Since then, I've actually had to redo that because the game kind of lagged out and kind of, not crashed really, but it lagged out to the point where it just stood still, and yeah, I guess you could say it basically crashed. And what happened was I ended turn, and then it went over to Spain's turn, and it didn't go any further. So I sort of tried it again, and then what I did was I lowered the graphics to a certain point, and then I realized that it wasn't actually Spain, because the thing was that the transition from Spain to the next nation didn't really work, and the next nation was the Ottomans, and we've already kind of, or some of the commenters have already said there's kind of a bug where the Ottomans just gather a massive army somewhere in the Middle East. So I imagine that was causing the problem. Anyways, I moved back, and what I did differently was that I needed to somehow affect the Ottomans to kind of get them to stop whatever they were doing now that was gonna basically crash the campaign. So I loaded a few saves back, and then I redirected Dulka to actually attack Istanbul, and by that drawing the attention, hopefully, of that massive stack. Once the capital is under siege, they must react. Do they not? And that's, for that reason, is also why we're gonna do this siege this turn. Next turn, we're hoping that the Swedes might cross over to attack us. The thing is, I think if I move over here, I will be drawn into battle with the... you know what? I do have the range, don't I? And I think I said last time that we're gonna attack here. Be kind of anticlimactic to move over to do Istanbul. Or Istanbul, I mean Constantinople. Yeah. So change of plans, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go ahead and attack Copenhagen. Which didn't work. Right, back to square one. I guess we're doing Istanbul anyways. And also... I don't know if you're gonna notice, but my old headset was kind of falling apart, and I'd had it for such a long time, and it wasn't really going that well, so I got a new one. It is, however, the exact same headset. And I thought I was gonna get rid of the buzz. You can't hear it because I run my audio, me speaking through a program to remove or reduce it very much to the point where you can't really hear it. But there was still this sound in it, which I was kind of disappointed. That I thought that was because my old one were kind of old and broken down. Usually it can be a little bit jarring when you... and the reason why I got the same one is because it can sometimes be a little bit jarring when you get a new headset, because I've done it a few times before where I've gotten a new one and people are like, whoa, sounding completely different. And I think it's sort of, you know, you want the usual thing to me sounding the same, so it rather strange when I don't sound the same. Anyways, with that said, let's go ahead and take on Constantinople. There's actually quite an army here. There's 6,000 men, whereas the 6,000 of ours, and it's, I guess, our most accomplished general, Dulka, because he's got so many stars. And yeah, we're gonna see how this goes. And without further ado, let's go ahead and take on the Ottoman capital. And there it lies, the grand fortress in front of Constantinople, which we can see there out in the distance. The mighty city. Right. Well, there's not much to it. We've dug a lot of trenches in front of it. Now, it's not really that great to put your army right in front of it because of all the fire. But really, the army is kind of too big to put it on an angle. And the thing is, I hope to make kind of short work with the wall, given that I have, what, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 batteries. So 8 times 4. 16, 32 cannons. That's a lot. And with that said, let's go ahead and start the battle, shall we? And we'll start it off with a massive artillery barrage towards the walls to break them. Not really the ideal music for this. Gonna start off soft with 2 cannonballs and then have the rest follow in and blast them. They returned a bit of fire. But I think it was kind of soaked up by the wall. A few soldiers were killed. But nothing too bad. The reinforcement army is coming in through the back here. Could see about if I could slow down their approach by having my cavalry ride out. But the thing is, I don't have that much cavalry. Got some Mamluks moving in. I should have like a quick button just to like filter through the music to get to battle music. I think we should really aim for one piece of wall and try to break it. Right now they're aiming for a unit and they're trying to kill that unit. And I think we're gonna get greater results if we try to shoot a hole in the wall instead. And we're gonna focus in on the right side. I wonder if the enemy force, the reinforcing one, is gonna move around and try to attack us, or if they're gonna go inside. They're bringing up a howitzer. Could be nasty if they set it up inside the fort, but I don't think they have time to even get there. And I don't think there's any point in marching up just yet. Or maybe there is. Try and shoot them down before they... So far, they seems the walls have stopped most of the cannonballs. I can see that the large formation of 500, the pikemen formation, that are furthest to the back, seem to have escaped most of the damage. One unit has suffered 5 casualties, but that's about it. It's a unit here that suffered quite a bit, but 17 men. It's not that bad. And then the front line has lost a few. We put the grenadiers there to make sure... Oh, you know what? Armed populace is sallying forth out of the walls. Which I'm not entirely sure why they're doing that. Seems to be 3 units of armed populace. 19% of the wall. Are all the cannons firing? I think it's very quiet. These... Oh, now the battery is firing. Are they still firing overhead? They're not following my bloody command. Well, I quite clearly told these guys to fire here. And then these will fire here, and we'll break our way through. No wonder we weren't getting anywhere. If they're continuously shooting at the guys up on the wall. The thing is, luckily for us, these guys are kind of running back and forth across the wall, not really manning the cannons that well. If they'd manned all the cannons and were laying down good fire, then I think we would see a lot higher casualties in among our ranks. Which we can see just by that when they organize on that side to actually fire. 1%! 19. We're gonna sit here for a long time if we're just gonna sit and fire the cannons. We're gonna advance. We're gonna have the... Well, the grenadiers should really be going to the right side because they're the ones that are gonna break through. So we'll have the grenadiers march over there, and we'll have the line infantry march out to take on that side. And the pikemen will hold their formations and really wait for the breach. Hopefully this one, because I think this area is where the biggest breach will be made. They're firing over the walls. They've made more progress in shooting down this house than they've made on this wall, because the cannons are overshooting it. This is 20% though, which is quite good. Oh, we've even apparently shot a few guys here as the cannonballs are bouncing through. And the infantry is making their way forward. One of the things I was quite surprised at, actually, with the last video, I lost half the army. And normally I get people nitpicking the slightest little thing, like, oh, you lost maybe 200 men too much. If you'd done this, maybe you wouldn't have lost those. Like, tiny nitpicks. In that battle I lost half my army in a big bloody battle. And there was not a single complaint for some reason, which I was quite surprised at. But I guess you guys saw it necessary, as the Swedes kind of just went straight for it, didn't they? Yeah, it's constantly overshooting the wall. How am I going to break down the wall if you insist on shooting on this armory? 19%. 21 on this wall. I don't know why they're overshooting as well. Maybe if I order them to fire at the ground right in front of it. I see we are receiving some small arms fire from the wall at this point. I wonder, can the grenadier march up all the way to the wall and throw grenades up at it? Because that would be an interesting thing. Okay, so the line infantry, I'm gonna reorder this. The line infantry will now move up to the front. The grenadiers will reposition themselves behind. And we're gonna fire a bit, but I'm also gonna try to see if I can throw some grenades up onto the wall. And I can also see here that the enemy is gathering all its reinforcement and all its troops in the center. I do have plenty of range, and with the cannon arc, or the trajectory of the cannon shots in Empire, we could have... It almost looks like canister shots when all those bullets come flying. And the fact that they continue far away there. So even though they got quite good coverage up on the wall, I think just by the amount of shot we're laying down upon them, that we're probably inflicting more casualties than they are inflicting on us. I don't know why you did that. Since you did that, you're gonna be the one that's gonna march up to throw grenades at the wall. 23%. What is wrong with my artillery? Everyone hold fire, and then everyone wants to fire over there. I think they're actually trying to go out of the gate again. Yep, they're charging out. Hold! And fire at will if you have the chance. We have Basi Buruk charging out. And it kind of turns into a mess there as they are able to get to the grenadier before they are really able to set up a proper firing line. However, they are not able to attack the flanks, and the flanks are firing. into the melee. And it seems as though, yeah, they're broken. And they were sent away. Some Delhi horsemen. Could that be the general sitting right there? If that is him, then I want you guys to shoot at him. Oh. You don't need to go that close. Just reorganize yourself and open fire upon them. Oh, some of these numbers are actually dwindling quite a bit. This unit has suffered a lot. So maybe I was wrong to say that we were inflicting more casualties on them. Now we've done quite a bit on this one, 32. Are you guys shooting right forward? No, you're not shooting forward. I want grenades, and I want you guys to throw them. Which is clearly not the case, so I guess you go ahead and stab the bastard. Right. Bloody charge him then. Let's see if you can organize yourself. Maybe you can shoot in melee again. Okay, I don't think that was the general because we just cut him down. I mean, it was at a heavy cost here because I can see some of the line units has suffered quite heavily, half the manpower, but we have completely sort of cleaned off the walls at this point. And since it's mostly melee units inside, I think our just our spam of pikemen are gonna do well charging through here. Clearly it didn't really work to throw the grenades like planned. I'm gonna order you back again and see if you can actually get you guys to... Because I think shooting at this close range will probably do a lot better. And also letting the enemy to come out of the wall. They're gonna lose their their sort of ability to hold until the very end once defending inside. So retreating out or getting them to come out of the fortress is going to do us quite well. Organize yourself. They're going to make a single line. What are you guys doing? That's kind of a problem with Empire. Right, 63%. Let's have then half march up and ready themselves to march through. And the other half will march here. Grenadiers attacking here didn't do that well, did they? Oh, we've done 6% on the gate. Yeah, march back to your original position. If the enemy decides they want to move out, what I can do is we'll take a single cannon, tell it to fire here, and maybe I can break down the gate. They're down to 32 men, but they're hiding behind this this tower bit, so we're not really able to get at them. And then there's about 150 on this side. But the walls are about to break and we're about to get through. Tell these guys to hold fire and then pick target again. Maybe they will be able to they'll pick the closer one, which is the guys coming out of the gate. No, they're still firing up ahead. However, now when I've tell the cannon crew to target this area, we have cannon shot bouncing through and killing quite a lot of them. And now Delhi horsemen are moving out in force. And then I can actually tell my men to target them. Kind of interesting headdress. Kind of looks like some strange Pokemon on their head. Oh, the walls have crumbled. The pike formations are ready to move in. So the reason I don't want to rush them, the pikemen right now, and just tell them to run, is because we can see that these guys are already very tired, and that will affect their melee stats, I believe. So it's going to be a lot better if we let them kind of cool down. I want the cannons to fire here. It's interesting enough that you have to kind of break the game by not actually attacking the specific point you want to break and instead fire somewhere else. We've got Basi Baruch moving up on the left. I don't think they're gonna flank us, but if they do, they could actually kind of... this one's down to 80 men. They could actually successfully take on quite a few of these. Right, let's save some bullets, as I kind of intend to have the musket infantry go in and flank the enemy force. If we'll break here, and as we've broken here, we'll have the melee fight be here, hopefully drag in most of the Ottoman forces. Next we'll break a hole here. Yeah, they are actually flanking us. Thing is, I saw that well ahead of time, so I have time to reorganize myself to prepare for these Basi Baruch to come at me. We're at 50% here, 55, 60. Very good. Let's see. I kind of want them to fight us here. So we're gonna move up. I think they might be trying to move back into the castle. Still, there's one group here firing cannon shot into us. 62%. These guys are ready, so I want an advance here. We'll send in 2 first, hold 2 in reserve just to save the... Okay, the bastards are actually moving inside again, aren't they? You know what I could do instead of having them wait for my cannons to break down the side of the wall? We could climb it and break in that way, and then I want these pikemen then to prepare to go through this hole, so they will switch to move over there. I think we'll send in 2 of the more newer pike units first, and then we'll let the really veteran one and the other one hold back and charge through later to aid in that fight. The Ottoman troop went back inside. Thing is, I think they will try to come out again. So I'm gonna move the line infantry over here. Put them on fire will again to make sure. And then the grenadier along there. Put them on fire will. Yeah, I think they're coming out again. No, it's the howitzer they're rolling out. 89%, 90, 91, 92, soon we'll break through there. And these guys are wavering just by the sight of the Polish pike, which is now marching in. 1,000 pikes march through. Like Leonidas and his men, we run out of the castle again. What is wrong with this unit? You're supposed to go in to the fort. Right, the sending cavalry. The first response to seeing the Polish pike units. They send their cavalry, and we've got another break there. Wonderful. Tell the cannons to hold fire, and then we'll send through the 2 weaker units here as well. It's actually quite a small pass. Have one focusing on that one, and the other one focusing on these. The Basburuk waiting for some reason, and are not committed to running straight into the pikes. To aid in the garrison and the Mamluks. Maybe it could be that they know that something's coming through this wall as well. We'll order the cannons to target the center there. I think we'll kind of blow them to shit. Right, charge in pikes. The enemy was kind of trying to charge out. Oh, the brave drummer is the first one in. I wouldn't want to be armed with just a sword and my pajamas charging at Polish pikes. And we're making good progress here as well. They're actually not sending that many men to deal with us over here, which I'm kind of surprised. Oh, I just noticed smoke on this side. So we shot down this unit, and we've got another unit there. For some reason, my men are not that keen. Oh, they're out of bullets. That can explain quite a bit. Oh, and there's the howitzer. These units will advance. Right, did my cannons... It's kind of lagging now because of us stuck at these points right here. Let's see if we can... Oh, they're blocking us here. I was hoping that I could move them to attack these guys in the rear, and that they would kind of open up a route here for my pikemen to move around. I wonder if I should tell the cannons just to fire at will. I'll probably just hit my own men then. The grenadiers have seen off the Assars, and let's see if we can't climb the walls while the line infantry tried to take on the garrison. Okay, they've mobilized all their men at this point, sending them forwards. It's kind of going in slow motion because of all the men moving around. Tell the cannons to hold fire, and then fire at will. We have one of our own pikes now actually wavering. They're tired. Steady at the moment. We'll send in the second pike units. Did we do any? We're only 6%. That's not a lot. You know what? Let's move them towards the gate. Once the grenadiers have climbed up the wall, which I was hoping they were going to do, but they... it's going to take a while for them to get up there. We can get in through the gate with the other pike units. Hopefully. Ordering the cannons to fire at will. They don't seem to want to fire at anything. Right, we might as well then try to break a hole in this. I think this has a better angle for the cannons, because the cannons are more off to the right out here. So the angle means the more shots will hopefully hit. Enemy general was killed. It seems to be going a little bit better. I hope none of our men are firing. Right, grenadiers. get up there in force, and the gate is captured. You know what? Let's see if we can have these guys pull back, drag these guys out with us, and then have them retreat so we can actually get our men through the gate. We have one pike unit retreating at this point, but we have 2 more joining in the fight, which is kind of a massive fight that's going on here. Loads of dead pikemen, but also just armed populace that lies dead on the ground. Oh, we took this wall as well. Oh yes, we took everything because they have no one on the walls right now. So in through the gate. And that also should mean that the cavalry should be able to get in. Let's get the cavalry in. Get them flanking. I didn't really succeed in trying to drag these guys out. They've somehow only lost 1 soldier. Let's have 2 smaller units move up and shoot them. Oh, they're trying to climb. No, that's us climbing. I thought they were going to climb up after us. I guess it's going to take so long for us to actually get through here that we might as well just run around it and get in through the back. There's a lot of Ottoman units wavering. I think I saw one of our units wavering as well. I would kind of think that such a tight pike formation would be a lot more effective against the enemy, since they can't really put up anything against it in a melee fight like this. But I guess the reason why is that the enemy is, I mean, they're not retreating, so that's why it kind of takes some time, and also the fact that they are not, it's slowed down seemingly. We're gonna have this unit move there, and we're gonna have this one there, and we're gonna strike the enemy from the back. I think that might be it, having those 2 striking the enemy. Okay, the grenadiers are fighting up on the wall here. Back and forth with the enemy. Oh, I didn't see these guys. Those 2 charge in, these 2. You know what? Throw grenades. Both units there, throw grenades onto the Janissaries. If you can organize yourself. And throw grenades on them. Blow them sky high. Oh, here comes the first wave of grenades. Pretty deadly. See if we can get a second one of that. We didn't need to. The enemy was destroyed by that. Let's move around. Try to get in through the back. And at the same time, can I get my pikes? Can I get my pikes to sandwich the enemy? So it's kind of a reverse Thermopylae as the Polish pikes are now striking the enemy. We have found the pass. We are now striking the enemy from the back. That grenade attack was very useful to just blow the enemy away. Thing is here is kind of it's kind of a canine level of massacre. Lots of ancient battle that I'm drawing my commentary from, as we're sandwiching them in among pikes. Somehow we managed to get 2 units inside the house as well, just by guess how large the units are. Right, these guys should be able to go through. And they will go directly to the banner. Because can we really be bothered to stay and watch Sekban? First I thought it said Serbian, but it's Sekban. And I guess that's the strange hat they've got on. Maybe. They're just watching as the pikes slowly engulf the brethren. The, what are these? Janissaries. What's that now? Did we lose the gates? We lost this gatehouse as the grenadiers were defeated by the garrison unit. And that means that all gates now fall at the hands of the enemy. It means the cavalry can't get through. But the thing is, our men over here were already getting through. So that's not such an issue here. Standing here trying to shoot these guys is not gonna work. Retreat away to that side. Did I order the cannons to fire at something, or did I not? I'm guessing I did not. We'll have this unit though secure this gate to let the cavalry in. And then the remainder 3 units will organize themselves like so. Okay, we have completely pushed through here. And there was only 3 enemies left. Same with here, there's basically nothing left either. And I guess this one might be coming down from the wall, so we'll have you stationed that way. And then I tell you to fire at will. To shoot down the enemy. And the pikes have managed to get through completely from all sides at this point. And we're really just cutting these guys down to single man. No one's allowed to leave. It's like that picture. I don't know if it's from World War II or World War I. I think it's American drill sergeant or something, and he's standing in the middle, and all his like recruits have their bayonets pointed at his neck. Are you gonna fire or not? Oh, they have some guys locked outside the gate. Yeah, the captain, of course, is locked outside the gate. Wait, do they all have pistols? Or why does it sound like that? Oh yeah, they all have pistols. They're all just armed with pistols. Right, don't shoot anymore. We're just gonna hit our own men. Instead, you can go ahead and bayonet charge from the back. As the pikes deal with them from the front. It's always kind of hard to get good screenshots. I'm thinking what I should put as the thumbnail for this. It's always hard to get good screenshot when they're all kind of clumped in together. And there we go. Victory. Because I took the center. We didn't kill off all the reinforcing units. So there's still going to be an army out there, but can you make sure that this guy dies? Possibly. Can we throw some grenades at him? Stanislav, hold him while we move to throw grenades. Oh yeah, punch him in the face. Now rejoin the ranks as we're about to throw grenades at him. Don't wait for Stanislav to be in line, just throw the bloody grenades. gonna throw or what? Oh. I guess that it's better to shoot him down. And I think we've had enough of this, so victory, and Constantinople is ours. And here we have the results, so with quite equal numbers. We outnumbered them by about 600 men. We lost surprisingly a high amount, but then again it was a lot of melee units. Almost 3,000 men out of our 7,000 men army. However, almost all of the enemy army was crushed. Only about 900 men managed to survive. Highest kill goes to the pikemen. It was a slow but ever increasing number for them throughout the battle. And well, some of them sustained quite high rates of casualties. But for the glory of taking Constantinople, I do think there is nothing else that can compare. Which is very nice. First thing we're gonna do is actually we're gonna tear down everything and rebuild it in a more Polish style. And we're also going to need to change the... well, there is no village that I can turn around. I was hoping there was a village I could turn into a church, so we could actually turn the religion around. Right now, for some reason, if you remember in the beginning, the what's it called? The religious disturbance wasn't that bad. It was like 1 point, even if the region was 100% in a different religion. Well, not completely different religion. It's kind of tough to say that Catholics are so much different to Protestants. But yeah, the battle dragged out for quite a bit, so we're gonna end it right here. So hopefully you guys enjoyed it, and hopefully you come for the next one, where we take on the Swedes at Copenhagen.